Let us begin. So Elizabeth's story is about to be like something completely different because, if anything, this is going to be interesting because it might give us more insight too as to what the hell she's even doing here. Did she like abandon Igor? Igor, playable character? Within the endless darkness are scattered countless bright lights like a nebula. But those lights are not stars. Each one is the light of life, the gleam of man's souls. This is the world inside people's hearts. A place where every human's consciousness is connected and can be traced to their origin. Every memory since the dawn of man, and even those on the ladder of its evolution, slumbers here. Some think of this place as a sea, and they may be correct. Depending on how deep you go, you may see this world's endless landscapes and innumerable faces. Where I stand now is one of its furthest steps. The domain that has existed far beyond life became sentient or even took form. Hence, there is only the darkness of death and the radiance of life. Okay, I'm apparently playing as God. I come here at times for a very important objective. Oh, that was kind of loud. Let me turn down my volume real quick. There you go. Suddenly, a patch of darkness surges and undulates. The pitch black substance swells with a tar-like consistency and quickly takes the shape of a giant arm.
My, it's rather stout compared to before.
Just as good and evil are products of man's heart, there is a negative force here in the sea of souls that tempts man to corruption and destruction. Though one person's malice may amount to little, there are billions of people in the world. Actually, there's 7.8 billion, approximately. From what I read, it's actually common for monsters capable of destroying mankind to develop with anyone realizing. This is one of them. Though it was only an arm at first, it quickly develops into an enormous human-shaped torso. Even in the space where up and down are fluid, its resemblance-filled roar causes the air to shake. The monster raises an enormous arm towards the heavens. Its destructive power could tear down mountains. But it suddenly stops. Something is blocking its movement. I am, to be precise. You might think I'm nowhere on the scene. In truth, even the monsters may be thinking that. But I'd like to direct your attention to the fingertips at the end of this giant arm. Closer. Even closer than that. Keep going, closer all the way to the index finger.
There. Do you see me now? Have I forgotten to introduce myself? My name is Elizabeth.
Yo, where's Theodore? Rest in peace, no Theodore screen time. I fix my gaze upon the two lights that seem to be the monster's eyes, but it twists away, trying to resist.
Do you wish to behold death that much?
I grab the monster's index finger, and in one motion I flip its immense body and throw it into the air. The monster cries out in agony and the area quakes again.
Oh dear. It seems it won't be easy for one of this size. I cannot damage the world of everyone's hearts, and I hesitate to make a scene in the real world either. Time for a change of scenery.
I open the elegant grimoire in my hand. A large blue circle forms behind the thrown monster, swallowing the gargantuan figure. I follow it in. Okay. Continual turbulent streams of light and darkness flow past the monster and myself. Eventually, I speak up.
We will soon reach our destination.
Another magic circle appears in an altogether different kind of black void than the one we came from. The monster is spat out there, and when it collides with the surface, a tremendous cloud of dust rises. I emerge from the magic circle, second and rise into the air. On the horizon beyond the monster, I can see a deep blue sphere. Oh shit. We're on the moon. Yes, this is the moon.
Now, I had promised to show you death. Your fate is in the cards.
That's pretty cool. I like how she actually does summon Thanatos because that's the MC's persona. So it's almost like she's taken over Thanatos just for a bit until I guess she reunites with him. That's pretty cool. Although Thanatos is canonically Ryoji, so I guess Ryoji, rest in peace. You're Elizabeth's persona. A figure appears behind me, bearing several coffins.
The god of death, Thanatos. What do you think?
The light of the stars shine off its drawn sword and gleams bewitchingly.
Was it to your liking? Well then, farewell.
It flings the sword down at the monster's head. Against its fearsome size, the sword is barely larger than a needle, but the sword's merciless sharpness pierces far beyond the blade's length. The monster's body slices apart like wet paper. With a final death cry, the monster slowly dissolves and evaporates as black mist. A deafening silence returns to the area. To break the quiet, a tune plays on my lips.
Velvet, oh velvet.
I create another magic circle in the air and step through it. I shouldn't remain long in this world without any real objective. This is not the world I belong in, after all.
My master has a large nose.
It's the same song that Margaret sang in P4. I was once a resident of the Velvet Room and served its master. Okay, this is actually some pretty interesting lore. Dark blue clothing I still wear is of that time. All the residents have their roles, but they are also on a journey. We help our guests grow as people, and through the help we offer, we come to understand the ultimate question. It's the fundamental question of who are we?
Thinking back on it, I spent so many days like that for such a long time. I had thought that it would be impossible to change.
2 years ago, I finally reached my answer. One's identity cannot be sought out, but must be forged for oneself. It's something you build little by little. People call the freedom to do so potential, and by mastering it, people develop their unique identities. This is the understanding I came to. So it seemed to me that I should believe in my own potential and wander in pursuit of my desire. It wasn't a hard conclusion to come to. That is why I abandoned my assigned role and departed on my long journey. Right. I have set an objective for myself, to defeat the monster I fought a moment ago once and for all. I vanquished it then, but that is only temporarily.
It'll surely resurrect within the year again.
So is like Elizabeth on paid leave or something? Did she just tell Igor? He's like, alright, so like I'm gonna be gone for 6 months, maybe longer, depending on until I find my life purpose.
And I'll go through today once more.
The monster was born from the twisted wishes arising from the lack of substance in people's lives. It slowly stagnates and seeps out. If this is life, then bring on death. Desires like that are what give it power. And that giant black arm tries to free death from its prison. It can never be left to act on its aims. But as long as people continue to wish as they do, the foul feelings will congeal it and it will revive endlessly. To truly defeat the monster would be to change the very souls of the people. That cannot be done no matter how much one improves their skill in battle. I do not currently know how this goal can be attained. It may be that no one in this world knows yet. Some new and unknown miraculous power will most likely be required. That is why I wish to travel as far and wide, so I can broaden my horizons. Since I have only interacted with guests of the room, I'm sure the scope of my knowledge is far inferior to a single human's. But there are infinite places for me to explore. I'll travel to each one and satisfy my natural curiosity. I'm assuming that's what brings her to Inaba then. Because maybe she sought out Narukami. Oh.
Now.
Oh, okay. Well, she just manifests herself here.
That's why I have come here. A double check on the danger scale situation that I just recently discovered.
I place my hand on my hip in what I believe to be a standing firm. Before me is what seems to be a replica of the building in the real world.
I sense multiple Persona users gathering. It's once in a blue moon that one discovers a place like this. I'm sure I can learn some interesting things here. Or something along those lines. In any case, I, Elizabeth, can scarcely keep myself from getting involved.
For someone with a physical form to step into the realm of the mind would be for them to enter an even more abstract plane than the Velvet Room. Normally it would be impossible, and even if it were, it would be very dangerous without a firm will. For it to occur at all is intriguing enough, but on top of that, these people are mainly Persona users, and not just one or two. There's no denying that something truly extraordinary is happening here. Broadened horizons aside, I can't resist taking a closer look. When I get closer, I see a nameplate reading, Yasogami High School, at what seems to be the main gate.
This building, is it a school?
The school building before me looks aged as I narrow my eyes.
Seems somewhat old-fashioned compared to the school I have experience with, but it has its charms as well. This is what they call animalist aesthetic. Animalist?
What? Animalist? Ableist?
Bestial?
Primal?
Anyway, something along those lines.
Wait, why bestial? Yasugami's, if anything, just it's outdated. It's traditional, I guess. There are bizarre decorations as far as the eye can see inside the building. Well, I mean, P5 kind of spoils you. Shujin looks amazing. It's a pretty cool school. It's not a good school though, but it does look cool. There are bizarre decorations as far as the eye can see inside the building. Also, one thing I've learned from playing these games too is that schools in Japan have like two buildings. They have the, you know, like the regular buildings with the classes, and then they have like a practice building where all the recreational clubs and like where the gym is all at. So that's pretty cool. We don't have that here. We just have one big fat ass school that's like a long rectangle that connects everything from the cafeteria to the lockers to the classrooms to the library. It's all just one big rectangle.
These decorations. Could this be the fabled school festival I've heard tell of? A festival is where one toys with the lives of goldfish in a scandalous game.
Damn. Sucks for the goldfish.
One can also enjoy a combat simulation with close-range shooting tests using sniper rifle fire into the interior of stalls. Ooh, I'm starting to get excited.
Looking up, I spy a large sign done in vibrant colors.
P1 Grand Prix. Could this be a fighting tournament? This isn't why the Persona users are gathering, is it?
No sooner do my suspicions arise that I sense the first presence within the school and turn towards it. Come, challenger. I wave my arms about in anticipation, but something seems a bit odd.
That lady over there, she not a Persona user? Regardless of that, I sense something out of the ordinary.
Oh, did she run into Labrys already? When I close my eyes, I can tell that while she may appear to be a human girl, something about her is amiss. I sense an unnatural disconnect from her memories and consciousness not seen in most people.
Is she truly human?
Now that I'm here, I can sense powerful combatants gathering one by one. If such power were to be used to its fullest in clashes of skill, the results could be life-threatening. This place is not meant for such a girl. If she were to be drawn into this, then in the worst-case scenario...
Were I still my old self when I only lived to play out my role, I would leave her be. But I am different now.
I make my way towards the girl. This is pretty cool, actually. We just kind of see Elizabeth, who's basically omniscient, and she has her own free will now. It seems that she is calling herself a student council president. I stride down to the end of the hallway where she is walking, directly into her view. The girl gives me a slightly questioning look, but no more. She comes towards me guilelessly.
Hey, excuse me? You got some reason to be at our school?
Up close, I can tell at once. There's no doubt that this girl is not human. Yeah, I mean, who has a flippin' shotgun gun as a natural eye color, right? Obviously. Yet she seems to be under that impression. The original residents of this place seem to believe that she is as well. But of course that is impossible. The disconnect I sensed earlier must be related. I'm surprised that Elizabeth hasn't figured out yet that this is a shadow world, kind of like Tartarus. I'm really surprised because I feel that she should have been able to understand that already.
Could someone have tampered with her memories and psyche?
No matter how unusual her circumstances, such extreme gaps in awareness are no mere figments of the imagination. It's possible, but normally those with a distorted view of reality have equally distorted emotions. And I do not sense that in her. Her emotions are in balance, only her memories and awareness fall short like a corpse. Corpse de ballet following behind a soloist. What? Okay, I fix my gaze upon the girl before me once again. If she did not come here on her own will, then the events here may be more sinister than I imagined.
Are you sure this is how things should be?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, right. When we played the Labrys route, this was also
I am a
what she said.
wanderer who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathering. I am in no position to give advice. But, this place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
My life?
What you choose is up to you, but I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right choices at the moment. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before my eyes. That is why I came to you, so I could give you one last chance.
She has most likely forgotten who she is. I sense something shining, slumbering deep in her heart. It's the glow of a bond. No one who has been a resident of the Velvet Room can mistake it for anything else. Before she forgot herself, she must have strong feelings about someone or had made a promise to them. And I'll leave it to her to remember what it was. I hold out the Persona Compendium as if handing it to the girl and open its pages. Light streams out from it and washes over her. The light dispels the girl's false image, the illusions that made her seem human, though she is not.
Huh? What is this?
Her true form is revealed, a gleaming mechanical body. Her arms look as if steel plates are covering them. The girl frantically pulls at them to try to tear them off.
It won't come off. What gives?
My, what a robotically cool body. It is apparently meant for battle.
Hey, you! What did you do to me?
Nothing in particular. Well, considering that you are meant for battle, I shall briefly be your opponent. During that time, why not think back about who you are?
Huh? My opponent?
Most likely I will not get through to her with words alone. Only by being forced into a confrontation will she finally be able to understand. She already knows how to use those steel limbs, which she's supposedly never seen before.
And away we go.
Alright, but this time I'm going to win as Elizabeth. Alright, let's do it. Hopefully I remember her combos. She has Electric. She has all the elements. She has Mazio, Magaru, Mabufu, and Maragi. She has all of them. Oh, her theme is nice.
Here is some freeze. Impressive. Here is some electric. My turn. You're frozen now. This may be a bit rough. Hire my men.
And I'll do this.
Have a tornado. Please open my deck. How naughty. Summon a beast. How mean. You were seen. My attack. You're frozen now. Here is some fire. Give it up. Here is some electric. I will shock you. Here I go. Have a tornado. My turn.
Oh. End it.
Ascension draw. Let darkness come.
Okay, so when I use the spells, oh my gosh, Elizabeth does not move. So it either has to hit or I'm stuck. I'm stationary if I can't move then. The girl collapses powerlessly.
I
Used a soft touch during the battle. She should have sustained no injuries. Probably. Still, the girl does not stand back up. Apparently due to mental rather than physical stress, her own arms and legs have turned metallic. Yet in the heat of battle, she was able to use those foreign appendages with ease. If she truly thought herself to be human, that would have come as quite a shock.
That should be enough. I'm sure you realize now that you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living. Whether it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
an important promise. My reason for living?
Her potential will become unlocked through self-reflection. That was how it happened for me as well.
Now, it seems the tumult of trials is about to begin. In which case, I bid you good luck.
I close the compendium in my hand and the worn pages rustle as they meet. By the time it shuts, I'm already far away from the girl. In my absence, the illusion is again in place, giving her the appearance of a human once more. She may consider what happened to be a daydream, and that is quite alright. My intention was to give her an opportunity to awaken to the truth. What she eventually decides is up to her. With that aside, there is something else on my mind. The girl I fought looked human, but wasn't. It is rare for even one such as I, with an unimaginably long lifespan, to meet someone like her. Yet she is the second such person I have known. The other was also a guest of mine. Oh, she's talking about Aigis. She too resembled a human girl. I can sense her power somewhere here as well. Wait, did the P3 cast meet Elizabeth though? I don't think they did though. I know the P4 cast met Margaret because she's the one that requests to the investigation team to rescue Marie from the Hollow Forest in the true ending. So yeah, I know that for a fact. I don't think Elizabeth met the P3 cast though. Although this could be cut content, like it could be in that answer part, which I haven't played because it's not in P3P, so that could be that too. And unfortunately, I haven't played Reload either, which does have apparently the answer, the true ending.
What an intriguing event, more so than I had first imagined.
So eventually, when I play Reload, I might fully understand. I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember this from a year ago when I played Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Though I came here on a mere whim, this trip may be unexpected fruit. Perhaps I'll discover something important. My interest peaked even more now. I decided to go further in. Yeah, it could be the P3 cast did meet Elizabeth. Maybe they tried to rescue the P3 protag. That could be it. When I do, the bustle of the voices that reaches my ear. Is that a cheer? One of the monitors nearby turns on after the cheer dies down. It's showing a girl in a school uniform.
Ladies and gentlemen, is everyone ready? It's time to get our program started. I, Reset, will be your commentator. Please, hold your applause.
They didn't hold their applause.
You're too kind. Well, with things starting to heat up now, the General has a few words for you. The mic's all yours, sir.
Next, the person who seems to be the host takes the girl's place. Actually, person may be incorrect. That intriguing fluffiness and tantalizing round body.
Ahem! Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix! Presenting the manliest of all men!
This is more of a to-do than I thought.
I keep watching as the video with some upbeat music plays.
Is this an introduction to the contestants?
A number of girls and boys are introduced at a steady pace. I haven't seen any of their faces before, but they all appear to be Persona users. Each one of them is tagged with a mocking epithet.
The carnivore who's discarded womanhood, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, the sister complex kingpin. Are these signs of their willingness to cast aside their pride in pursuit of victory? I wonder if they're not casting aside a little too much. This is a rather novel idea.
There's no denying that those with power are gathered here for the tournament. The video comes to a close. Since I came here on my own whim, I'm obviously not featured in it. How unfortunate. I catch myself pouting my lips.
Should I officially enter this as well?
Yeah, you need a funny nickname.
But if the manliest of all men are the ones called forth, I cannot participate. Then again, I distinctly spotted a woman or two in the introductory video. Then I shan't concern myself with such trifling details. I shall soldier on.
Next time the host appears on the monitor, I will make my entreaty. If he turns me down, then I shall resort to force. Very good. My mind made up, I begin to walk through the school. It would have been hilarious if Elizabeth just solved the case immediately behind our back without intending to, just because that she wouldn't get an introductory video and title into the battle. Battles? Oh, where might I find a battle? I look into a window nearby. Aha!
Oh my! The host himself is before my eyes.
Before I realize it, I am already in motion.
Pardon my dynamic entrance.
Someone's here!
Oh my god. Even she's not able to tell the difference between General Teddy and Teddy. Looking around, I see a piano and portraits of famous composers lining the walls. I see, this must be what they call a music room. Although, Teddy actually might recognize who Elizabeth is from, because canonically, since this game is taking place after P4, Teddy knows who Margaret is, so they wear the same kind of outfit.
Please forgive me for startling you.
Ooh! Who are you, miss?
I am Elizabeth, a mere elevator attendant, albeit one who is currently utterly neglecting her duties.
An elevator attendant? I don't believe it! I'm having culture shock! I wish Junessa's elevators had such beautiful attendants too!
Excuse me, but may I ask your name?
Teddy! Adoy!
I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that in human language?
I was saying it normally. Teddy is my name and I'm a proud bear!
I see. Teddy Bear, you have a rather creative flair to your appearance.
I wish you'd say cute instead. Though hearing a pretty lady like you say so makes my heart skip a beat.
Watching him, I cannot restrain my curiosity any longer and prod his soft fur with abandon.
Huh? What are you doing?
This seems to lack ventilation. How does he breathe in there? Oh, there's a zipper.
Stop! I'm ticklish. Oh no! No opening! You're embarrassing me!
Oh, please forgive me. Curiosity almost killed the bear.
Huh? What were you planning on doing to me? You're even a tougher customer than the kids at the food court, miss.
When I step away, Teddy Bear lightly smooths over his fur to try and regain his composure.
Oh, I had forgotten what I originally meant to ask because of your fine coat of hair.
That's pretty funny. He didn't want to show his true form to Elizabeth, but he showed it to Labris.
Teddy Bear, though I am a woman, I wish to partake in this Grand Prix.
Huh? I can't help you with that.
Oh, but are you not the host shown in the introduction video?
It's all a huge misunderstanding. That guy's an imposter. Won't you hear me out?
It seems he is faced with some kind of dilemma. I decide to lend an ear to Teddy Bear. He animatedly describes his circumstances, but his arms and legs are too short to illustrate his point. His mannerisms are so peculiar that understanding is an uphill battle, but in the end I grasped the basics.
I see. So you realized that something was amiss and came wandering in here yourself to investigate. But you fell into the imposter's trap and couldn't do a thing until a moment ago. You have my deepest sympathies.
Do I really? Anyways, everyone else is on the contestant list while I get the cold shoulder.
Is that so? Then, since we are both outcasts, let us participate of our own accord.
Our own?
May I request a match from you?
That makes no sense at all. What do you mean? Ooh, maybe a hot and heavy struggle with all kinds of clinches and holds?
A one-on-one battle to the extreme.
That makes no sense. Wait a second. You look a lot stronger than me, miss.
Oh, don't be so modest.
No, I'm really not.
I'm very sorry, but the deadline for submitting a forfeit notice has expired.
You're not sorry at all. There are things I can't do, you know. Oh, but on the other hand, if I can try scoring with you later, I might rethink this.
Scoring? I do not understand the term, but if that is your stipulation, why, I accept.
Ooh, you accept? Woohoo! I'm ready to go whenever you are.
What is that sound effect?
That is, if you're still alive afterward. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
I take my fighting stance. Settling matters through a show of force is simple, straightforward, and so beautiful. A Teddy about to have his ass disintegrated after this. Alright. Of course she picks a fight with Teddy of all people. Alright. Teddy actually has a really strong moveset, so hopefully I can get off some good attacks. Let's try this.
Oh no. Here is some fire. Here is some freeze. Here is some freeze. Here is some freeze. Have a tornado.
I'll do this.
My turn. Here, backing up. Oh no. My turn. Here. Oh no.
Oh my god, I'm trying to do my spells.
Drop. Let's go. My attack. Here is some freeze. Here, Predator. Here is some freeze.
Alright, and then this. Nice. Big electric does a lot of damage. I need to find a good timing.
The road to dating is steep.
And knock Teddy up, and then as he's coming down, I charge the electric. Got it. With an exaggerated groan, Teddy Bear collapses. Or rolls down, to be more precise.
Teddy Bear, you truly are an intriguing creature.
Hearing this, Teddy Bear springs to his feet.
Are you interested in me?
Though you aren't human, you fight against your fate and wish to be with humans.
Oh, she knows.
I have witnessed one other case who bore such a fate in the past.
I guess? Oh, wait. I have witnessed, Though you're not human, you fight against your wish and wish to be with humans. I'm pretty sure she's referencing Aigus here, but it also could be Kodomaru. No, wish to be with humans. Yeah, that's Aigus. Yeah.
Huh?
Who?
You made a choice and decided how you wish to live. That is marvelous, Teddy Bear.
Marvelous? Me? Does that mean you're still okay with me trying to score with you?
That is not what it means.
Teddy Bear loses his balance for some unknown reason and falls over.
No! The way you shoot down my attempts reminds me of Yuki-chan.
Yuki-chan, is this an acquaintance of yours?
Yuki-chan is a very precious friend of mine.
You have friends.
Actually, everyone who is in that video are my friends. But I can't forgive them for having all the fun. I'll make them buy me a tasty treat for this.
I see. May I ask you something? Who would you consider the strongest among your friends?
Well, Sensei, of course. He's the manliest of all men.
Sensei. If I recall correctly, that is the name of a governing class within a school, wielding the power of life and death over its students. Yes, that does indeed sound like the name of a strong warrior.
Sensei's our leader.
He sounds strong, but he seems to be unconnected to the former guest I am searching for. But as Teddy Bear speaks to his friend called Sensei, he wears a beaming expression. They must be connected with a truly strong bond. Inwardly, I am surprised. Though he is adorable, this teddy bear most likely used to be something similar to a shadow. I am very curious about anyone who could form a bond with such a being. Thinking about it that way makes me interested in him as well.
Oh, that was quite helpful. Thank you.
Once the tournament's over, you should come hang out at Juness sometime.
That would be hilarious. And then she runs into Margaret.
Juness?
It's a place where Don Yosuke and I work.
Why are you calling him Dawn?
It's huge. You can eat food there, and they have candy, toys, and sexy bikinis too.
What a paradise on Earth! It seems there is still much I do not know about in your world. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going now.
Be careful!
I bow politely. Teddy Bear waves back with a big smile. Teddy just has no idea who he's talking to. That's hilarious. Now, though I decided to participate on my own, how should I proceed from here? I don't have a good understanding of this building's layout after all. I try going in and out of buildings to test various paths, but I don't get anywhere, right? Because she doesn't get stopped by the invisible walls.
It may have come to this.
I rear back my head and inhale as deeply as I can. And then...
Bring out the next opponent! No one heeded my call. I suppose repeating that line isn't enough.
My shoulders sag slightly as I concentrate on the area nearby. Why did the music suddenly get louder? I sense an unexpected presence.
Ah, there is someone closer by than I had expected. What a reunion this will be. I'm starting to feel tingly.
Oh shit, is it gonna be... I guess? There's no need for me to keep searching for an opponent since one is already nearby. I trace the presence and proceed down the hallway. When I reach what appears to be an entryway, I can hear what sounds like voices quarreling. One of the voices is Teddy Bear, or rather the sham host, General Teddy.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What a fight! No wonder you're an anti-shadow weapon.
I take no joy at all from your praise.
As I moved forward, I find myself breaking into a run. Soon afterwards, the voice's owner enters my field of vision. Just as I thought, that unmistakable figure, she's a guest I hosted in my life as a resident. If I recall correctly, her name is Aigus. On closer inspection, she is aiming her weapon at General Teddy on the monitor.
Pointing your weapon at a monitor isn't very scary. But anyways, your next opponent is...
Ah, if I don't act now, the match will start without me. I must prevent General Teddy from speaking for the time being until my business is complete. Again, before I realize it, I am already in motion.
Oh no! Pardon my bold entrance.
Did you break the monitor?
Huh? Oh, the monitor's completely shattered. Who would do such a thing?
Oh my gosh, who would do such a thing? Who's gonna clean up this mess?
A strange intruder has shown up.
Oh my. I thought we were having a touching reunion. How unfortunate that you would refer to me as a strange intruder.
A reunion? I don't recall ever meeting anyone so odd.
She who governs power. Does that ring any bells for you?
Huh? Wait, are you the one I met in that blue room then? Your entrance just now was very different from how I remembered your behavior, so I didn't recognize you. But you're Eridanus' son.
Who?
No.
Elixir? Erengi?
In any case, I never dreamed that I'd meet you here.
Erengi?
That goes for myself as well. It's been a long time since I saw you.
Yeah, this is definitely context that I don't have. It's probably in the answer. That's why.
But why are you here? What about your duties of governing power?
I am currently in gross abandonment of my duties.
Me when I'm slacking off.
That was a very straightforward answer.
Considering the circumstances here, I'd like to test your strength as well.
I excitedly flipped through the pages of the compendium.
What? Please, wait a moment. Does that mean you wish to fight me?
From what I've heard, in certain cultures in your world, one lets one's fists do the talking. Perhaps you could think of it as a sporty, modern, and extreme way of greeting one another.
I don't understand at all.
You seem to have become strong beyond all recognition. I'd like to see your power for myself, to broaden my horizons. Will you grant my shameless request?
I still don't understand. But does this mean your wish will be fulfilled if I agree to fight you? If that's really what you want. Will you mind if I don't hold back?
I couldn't ask for anything more. I, Elizabeth, will fight you with all the strength at my disposal. Now, let us begin.
Settling matters through a show of force is simple, straight. Pardon me, I said that once already. Yeah, come on, get to it, Elizabeth. Whoop her ass. Hit her with the Megidolon. That's probably her ultimate, honestly. If I ever get 100 SP, I'll try showcasing it. Might be hard though, because I think she kind of expends SP as well naturally.
Finally.
Oh well. Okay.
Fight.
I will shock.
Do this then.
Heavy damage.
Here is some electric.
Nice.
Fire. Damage.
My attack.
Gyro. Heavy
Here
damage.
is some
Severe
freeze.
impact. Guarding.
Have a tornado.
Blood damage.
We were
Keep going. Ha! Firing. My other cell.
Won't you have
Oreo.
some?
Ha! Bramble.
You're frozen.
Quick dodge. Fire missile.
Freeze. Summon.
Bramble. Heavy damage.
Your fate is in the
Severe
corner.
impact. Severe impact.
Summoning.
Bramble. Severe impact. Over. Persona.
Venator.
Rise up.
Venator.
Huzzah! System error.
No.
My turn. I will. Oh no.
It's so hard to get SP with her.
My attack.
Athena.
You were seared.
Firing. Move down. Firing. Fire.
My
Loading
attack.
functions. Shutting down.
Okay. Her biggest weakness is that Thanatos can get killed so easily.
You're strong.
But I was able to use the persona technique I wanted to, so if Thanatos hits the 2 sword strikes, I can wait a bit, and then if they get back up immediately, I can follow up with a Thanatos grab. Should try that more often. Igus crouches down with a regretful expression.
Oh no. I was surprised myself. It's been a while since I fought with all my power.
I close my eyes and reminisce. Just as I had expected, she has grown more powerful than before. Igus is not human. She has an artificial body, making her a sort of mechanical maiden. She was originally created as a tool to accomplish a set goal with established abilities. But by gaining a heart, she forged her own destiny. She did this with a power that can only be gained by those with emotion, the power of bonds. Her nature shifted from one directed by others to one who chose for herself. She was no longer merely acting, but living. The shift caused a miracle, and she overcame her artificial origins to attain what could be called life. Slemon had the talents of turning bonds into great strength by forming a contract through intensive desire. We residents of the Velvet Room refer to this talent as the wild card, and it has at times changed the course of history. Even I, who served as a resident for a long time, only encountered a few with that power. She is one. Wait, what? He's a wild card? Damn. Well, why wasn't she a wild card in P3P, huh? That would have been nice. That is interesting,
I now have
though.
a wish of my own.
I didn't know that. I guess that's cut content, though, that I didn't experience, so... Spoilers, but it's all good. I'll figure that out later when I play Reload eventually. So I guess it's a wild card. Okay.
Though it may take vast oceans of time for it to come true.
Robot wild card.
Perhaps one day you will accompany me on the same journey.
What do you mean?
If our destinies truly do cross, you will eventually understand.
I guess his expression shows that she still does not understand. But that is fine for now.
Ah, by the way, how have your friends been?
Huh? Oh, they're all well. Several of them are here right now.
Suddenly a statically voice echoes from the broken monitor speakers, interrupting our conversation. It seems I was not thorough in my destruction.
Testing. Huh, it's finally getting through. Hey, you! The one who's not on the roster! Who are you? Why are you gumming up the works?
It's that bear.
If you keep messing with my Grand Prix, I'll make you...
I snap the fingers in my right hand with a flourish. The speaker explodes, but I am sure that the announcement will bother us no more. It seems I have finally finished it off.
Oh my! Flames have suddenly burst from the speakers. How dreadful.
Oh no.
That was 180% your doing.
Why 180?
Such repeated meddling. It seems I have a bit of a score to settle with the host too. Well then, I will be going now. Please be careful.
Oh, wait. There is a rule in this tournament against the loser of a fight moving on.
Is there? Well, considering that I entered myself into the tournament, I do not think you count as a defeated contestant. That is only conjecture, though.
You entered yourself, yet you're going to settle a score with the host for complaining about you?
True.
Details.
Elizabeth is like Karen. She's like, I was not invited into this tournament. I just beat an opponent that, even though I'm not a contestant, and I'm going to complain to the host that I'm not a contestant, but I also beat one of the contestants. I smile cheerfully in return and leave the area. Ah, truly that was one of my better smiles.
I cannot believe that even Elizabeth's son came to this world. That's it! Her name was Elizabeth's son. I finally remember.
She remember. Even I don't. That's okay. Eventually I reach the room known as the announcement room. When I approach the door, I sense power from within. It seems the real host is here and not on some monitor. I haven't encountered that persona user known as Sensei yet, but thinking about it, I would expect him to win his matches until reaching here. It may be easier to wait for them to search aimlessly for him. Upon closer inspection, the door is slightly open. There are people inside.
I sense 3 people.
I cautiously sneak up to the door and peek inside.
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh?
That is that teddy bear imposter. The student council president is here too. It seems the false teddy bear's tone is much harsher than before.
Yeah, and Rise, right?
Has he been meeting with difficulties lately?
When I look again at what's going on inside, a sinister aura swirls around General Teddy. A surprising transformation occurs. Don't play the cutscene. The silhouette reforms into a shapeless lump which resolves into a figure of the student council president girl.
The true self.
Thank you, they actually skipped the cutscene.
Goodness, that false teddy bear was actually the girl's shadow. I see. It's true that suffering to this degree could cause a shadow to go berserk and affect its surroundings.
The girl's true appearance has already been exposed. It seems she finally was able to face her original nature. Surprisingly, the enemies forcing the illusion upon her was her other self. I'm glad that she was awakened to her true self, but this is a shocking and drastic turn of events.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault. That's not true. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through.
That's why we're having a fighting tournament.
You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand.
No, you want to make them understand.
You want to make them understand.
I wrote the script, by the way.
That ain't true. It's alright, though. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll take care of everything from here. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did.
Please stop! That's all a lie! You're not me! Finally! You finally said it! I'm finally free!
Oh, of course they gotta play this cutscene though. So who's the third person in the room? Rise? Or you? The shadow has gone berserk. At this point, it can no longer be stopped solely by the original person. Worse, the shadow has no more reason to keep its host alive. If this continues... But a third person storms onto the scene just as I'm about to intervene.
Labrys!
Ah, okay. So Yu's here. It is a young man in a school uniform. For a moment I am utterly captivated. What powerful fire he has in his eyes. On a second look I recognize his face from the video. As I recall, his name was Kingpin Yu. No, that's not right. Sister Complex Yu? No, that sounds even further from his actual name. Narukami, that's right. Yu Narukami.
I won't let you hurt her anymore. If you're gonna keep rampaging, I'll fight you.
Fine! Then you'll be the first to die!
The shadow's attacks hurls towards the young man. But he does not flinch and takes a fighting stance after smoothly evading it. Seeing his height and determination, I detect a distinct presence about him.
That young man is a Persona user too.
Ah, and that's not all. This sensation is similar to when I encountered Aegis.
His powers be.
There's no doubt about it, it's the same as hers. He too is a Persona user whose awakened talent is that of the wild card. The shadow launches its attack at the young man. The battle axe it brandishes is a cluster of steel as long as she is tall. If he truly can wield those powers, he may be able to stop such an attack, but it is not a sure thing.
This opportunity cannot be missed.
This time I enter the room and step between the two.
What?
Oh my god.
Pardon me as I interrupt this scene.
Who are you?
You! How? I set up walls so you couldn't pass through. How did you get here?
So you couldn't pass through? What is it referring to? Oh, could it mean those invisible walls I bumped into from time to time? I suppose thinking back I did run afoul of such things along the way, but a little push was all it took to pass through them, so I barely paid them any heed.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
The shadow and the young man both look quite perplexed. Was what I said so shocking? I take the opportunity to step forward towards the young man and look him straight in the face.
Ah. Are you perhaps the sensei that Teddy Bear spoke of? Someone who has awakened to the power of the wild card through Velvet Room's guidance.
What? Wait, that blue outfit. Who are you?
I am Margaret 1.0. I flash him a smile and turn my gaze towards the girl collapsed nearby. I believe he called her Labrys a moment ago.
I see. I feel that I have a good grasp on the situation now.
Then can't you tell you're in the way? Get out of here!
I cannot do that. I came to settle some business I had with you, the tournament's host.
I would like to register as a contestant.
What business?
To be blunt. What business was it?
How the hell should I know?
That was harsh.
It turns out that I do not care about such trifling details after all. My apologies. Please forget my mention of business.
What are you talking about? We wanted a cool title for this tournament, that's what.
Actually, my search for a certain individual has unexpectedly concluded, so we're done here.
Who said we're done? That's it! I'll kill you where you stand!
I wouldn't recommend it. If I may be so boastful, it would be a battle you stand no chance of winning.
What?
My words must have been so humiliating that the shadow's face flushes red as it gropes for words. I ignore it in order to speak to the young man.
It's nice meeting you, by the way. I am Elizabeth. Would it ring a bell if I mentioned that I am the one who governs power?
You mean like Margaret?
Oh, do you know my older sister? I see, no wonder.
Stop ignoring me, bitch!
I'm not a bitch, I'm a elevator attendant. I shield the young man behind me and turn towards the shadow.
Please wait a moment. I must ask the one over there to leave this place before we resume.
It's you who's going to leave!
I was sure that I gave the proper warnings earlier. So it goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Thanatos. Probably one of the coolest persona designs. Number 1 has to be Raoul. I think Raoul looks really cool in P5. Raoul looks really nice. Who else did I really like? Oh yeah, the Ringo Jack Frost.
Here, some freeze. You're frozen now. You're frozen. Here, this one will help save you a bit.
I'll do this and then this. Yeah.
How me? My attack. Here I go. Opening my attack. Here is the
No.
my turn. Here is the here I go.
Oh, now I can do it. Come on. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to pull it off because she needs to hit you 3 times at least.
Please be careful. Please don't hold back. Please don't hold back. How mean. How mean. Round and round.
Yeah, so Elizabeth's ultimate attack is the enemy has to hit you 3 times while you're in that little stance, and then she procs it, but if they don't, you just lose all that SP. Oh man, what a shame.
How could it end like this? It's all completely ruined.
The shadow falls to its knees. It is completely drained. I doubt it has the strength left to attack us.
This is me?
The girl, still unable to stand, stares blankly at her own shadow. I turn around towards the young man. This P1 Grand Prix was most likely caused by the girl's shadow manifesting her suppressed anguish. This young man tries to reach out to her even at the risk of his own safety. And even after seeing proof that she was the one who caused that risk.
Excuse me, but may I leave the rest of this to you? I'm ashamed to say so, but delicate persuasion is not my forte.
I understand. I agree that you don't seem like you'd be too good at it.
True. The young man walks towards Labras, who is still at a loss for words. I have yet to have a proper conversation with him, but I sense a certain trustworthiness in his strong steps.
Miss President, or actually Labras.
What am I supposed to do? What difference does it make if I accept this? In the end, no one's gonna understand me anyway, right?
It's true that others won't be able to easily understand your pain. But are you gonna give up after just one try at showing them? One victory or loss doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't give up. That's what I think.
I shouldn't give up?
No, you can do this. You're not alone anymore.
Labras's eyes widen as if just realizing the brightness of the scenery before her. The young man waits patiently for his words to sink in. After some time, Labras finally stands up and looks towards me.
Is this what you were talking about before?
Oh, me as in... I can just imagine Elizabeth is just on the sidelines of the PA room, just sitting on a chair somewhere, just staring at you, giving therapy lessons to Labras.
I am also not human, but who you are is for you to decide. That is the power of potential that everyone holds. Even for a machine, I believe that still holds true.
You could have just said so when we first met.
Alas, I have always had some difficulty making myself understood.
Come on now. You should go to her.
Labras faces her shadow once more at the urging of the young man. What? We're gonna have the hug scene still? God damn it.
Congratulations!
Yeah, you did well.
Thanks.
There's no need to thank us. It was all you.
Seeing Labras smile, I can't help but grin as well. But her relief only lasts for a moment before the strength drains from her body as she stumbles.
Labras!
The young man hastily catches her.
There's no need to worry. She must have reached the limits of her stamina.
He props the unconscious Labras down against the wall.
The strength that binds hearts together. No matter how many times I witness it, its beauty never fades. May I borrow some of your time?
The young man looks over his shoulder in surprise, but when our gazes cross, he turns as if understanding.
Are you a resident of the Velvet Room too?
Well, in a way. I have abandoned my duties at the moment in order to see through a desire of mine.
What did you want with me?
I calm myself before opening my mouth once more.
In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. But it is most likely not power used to fight. It is something else. I wish to understand what that is. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I don't really understand.
Put more bluntly, I wish for you to show me your potential.
The young man considers everything I said, but eventually sighs before responding.
I get it now.
You don't mind?
Would you back down if I said no? After what you said before, I don't think you'd back off that easy.
Touché.
I take a slightly defensive stance.
There is no need to be lenient. I invite you to approach this battle as if you intend to kill me.
I didn't think I could win any other way.
Thank you. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
This is pretty cool, because this means canonically that both you and the P3 Pro Tag got to face off against both Elizabeth and Margaret, because Margaret takes over Elizabeth's position later in P3P, whereas now you gets to fight not just Margaret, but Elizabeth too.
I will shock you now.
Alright.
This one will hurt. Oh no, here is the priest. Summon it.
Get out of here, alright.
Here is the priest.
And then do
Here is
this.
the priest. Bloody hell.
Charge it.
Shock you.
And then do this.
Opening my deck. Summoning.
I'll show you man's
Change
potential.
things up. Opening my deck. Ha. This one will hurt. Summoning.
He's taking all the grabs.
Let's change things up.
Oh, nice. It comboed. I actually got it this time. Beautiful. I actually managed to combo the Y into the B. The sword into the grab. It actually worked. Nice.
She's so strong.
I see. You do indeed have great power.
Even while saying so, I am conflicted about my expression. It's true that he was strong. He exuberantly wields the power of the wild card, but thinking about it, it isn't what I wanted to learn. The power of the wild card doesn't stem just from one's skill in a fight. His strength comes from his knowledge that he cannot avoid fighting to gain his desire. That strength happens to manifest as power in battle. But what I want to learn has little to do with combat. Will I ever get closer to the root of the matter with this method? But even if I find that I can't, I don't see another way. I have measured all types of strength, great and small, as one who would govern power. I feel suddenly anxious.
Could it be that it's something I cannot understand?
Will I never be able to understand? As one distant from the workings of human society. Has it been impossible from the start for my wish to be fulfilled? I then noticed the sound of footsteps.
Hey, are you okay?
Oh my god, everyone's gonna see her.
Oh shit, dude, what happened to you?
Yukun, are you alright? Senpai, hang in there.
It seems that once the shadow who created this place was vanquished, the rules keeping everyone trapped were nullified. These must be the friends he formed bonds with. But
Yo! Did you do this? What did you do to Senpai?
one of them turns his fierce eyes on me.
You're so mean, miss! This is going too far!
Who are you anyway? You better explain yourself.
If you did this with malign intent, we won't let you leave here so easily.
Their anger at seeing their friend hurt. That was a new experience for me. Their bond gave birth to anger, grew into animosity, and the fury is now directed towards me. The young man stands up.
One more time.
He requests this even though he is badly wounded. A rematch would seem to have only one possible outcome.
What?
Please, that is enough. I've already witnessed your strength.
If this ends with my defeat, it doesn't count as me showing you my potential.
But
You shouldn't jump to conclusions. I thought I said this once today. What's important is that you don't give up after one try. You have to hang in there. My friends that I haven't seen in a while are all here. I can't just wave the white flag.
The moment the young man makes his declaration, a mysterious presence fills the area. This would be the part where he summons flippin' Izanagi no Okami and then just bust out the myriad truths.
what in the...
The World Arcana. The presence surges with power and creates a whirlpool of light around him. With that light, the young man's determination and drive instantly rekindles.
That power.
Is it the wild card he holds? I then notice that the young man's friends are standing behind him in support. all of them fixing their gazes on me as I stand perplexed. The bond that they share in their very core is this should have been a still. I suddenly feel as if I am confronting a fearsome giant.
I cannot believe I am seeing this.
Yeah, this should have been a PNG or something. I find myself starting to back off. My footsteps are unsteady as I go. A small dip in the floor behind me, no larger than a fingernail, throws me off balance. Surely I'm about to fall, but the unseen arm catches me.
Are you all right?
You're...
In contrast to my utter bewilderment, she wears a calm smile. When I turn back to the young man, the surge of power has already dissipated. I catch myself sighing in relief. Even when I review my long memory, I can recall no occasion on which I had felt so overwhelmed before.
What was that just now? Do you happen to know what this power is?
It's the World Arcana.
I do not know the specifics, but
Igus also turns her gaze towards you.
that must be the power of their bonds. The power that stems from not being alone. I don't know why, but I feel like I understand when I'm watching them.
The power of not being alone.
It's a power they all share. It isn't just his. Do their strong bonds turn his determination not to lose into an instant recovery for him? I'm suddenly reminded of a conversation I once had with my sister. If something is impossible for them to accomplish alone, they will work together. His friends have even worked miracles at times. Oh, yeah, it's talking about Marie. Those were the words I spoke to her.
What's important is that you don't give up.
It is a cliche to hear, but its wisdom is profound. I dismissed his potential judging by my standards. I almost gave up in the same way, thinking that I would be unable to understand. But he refused to allow that. His power proves there is not only one standard. It is truly the strength found in numbers.
So this is a bond.
When I think about the guests I met who had formed bonds, I may have focused too much on those individuals. I never took much interest in those they bonded with or how those bonds were forged.
What I should be studying isn't just him, but all of them together.
Yeah, like the... Oh god, do I remember them? Bunkichi, like the grandparents at the bookstore. We got flippin' the student council president guy who with the cigarette butt. We had who else do we have? We had frickin' Kenji. Oh my god, flippin' Kenji, man. And then we had the track guy or the kendo guy, depending on who you picked. He was cool too. Oh god, there's the Femc links as well. We have Norizumi as well, the goat, the food king guy. Can't forget Tanaka, of course, or the what was his name? The monk at the bar as well, with the problems of not being able to face his family too. Oh god, yeah, P3 had some pretty interesting characters.
Not the strength of a person, but of people. That may be the lesson.
Rest in peace, Shinji.
It seems I am starting to find hope.
And not in satisfaction.
Today's festivities made for quite a wonderful Grand Prix. Considering that there have been some games, I should be going, if you'll all excuse me.
I turned to make my exit.
Huh? Wait a sec, you haven't explained yourself yet! You haven't even told us your name!
It's Elizabeth!
Hey! Back here! What are you all happy for?
Who was she?
I'm out of here.
Well, the odds are low that she was the mastermind behind this case.
Oh, I'm surprised they don't recognize her outfit. They're like, wait, she kind of looks like Margaret.
Enough about her. Senpai's more important. We'll get you out of here in no time, so hang in there, Senpai. Teddy, get a stretcher ready.
Huh?
Huh? We have stretchers?
What are you standing around for? Move!
Guys, I'm not exactly critically injured, you know?
I think it's wonderful.
You're...
Seeing you surrounded by friends reminds me of a certain someone.
a certain someone?
There is no need to worry, everyone. His wounds are not serious. He is merely exhausted.
Oh, thank goodness. Wait, who are you?
True. Oh, it would have been cool if she ran into Mitsuru and Akihiko too. I could have left by a shorter route, but I returned to the school's front gate and looked back at the school. The faces of the people I parted with a moment ago are called of mind. Amongst them is that young man's face. I only faced him briefly, yet I recall him with surprising vividness.
I'm sure that he will continue to increase his strength of heart. It is a given with so many friends. I am a little bit envious.
I turn the pages of the compendium and draw a magic circle in the air.
Well then, farewell.
I soundlessly pass through it as it leaves as if melting into the scenery. I close my eyes and my thought drifts to the past. End? Oh,
Elizabeth? Elizabeth, are you listening? You seem lost in thought like that frequently of late. Could this mean that you finally began to be troubled over things, like a normal person?
How scathing of you, as usual.
Believe me, sister, I am not as bad as you. What's the matter?
My dear sister, I want to tell you a fairy tale.
What's this about?
In our world, at the far reaches of the Sea of the Soul, there stands a large door. A soul which devoted itself to sealing that door slumbers there.
okay, I kind of know a bit about this. So this is what happens to the P3 protag basically at the end of the game. So when he seals Nyx, he uses his own soul apparently, and he becomes a literal door. I think that's where all the memes come from, where it's like Door-kun. But yeah, anyways, like that's the extent of what I know about the true ending of P3, but it's not really showcased in P3P, so yeah, just so I guess we have a bit of context here.
Why did it do such a thing?
That soul is risking itself to prevent those who have lost sight of life's brilliance from luring the world to self-destruction.
That's the thing though, can't Elizabeth just kill Nyx herself? Well, I guess that'd be kind of game breaking, but you know, I guess she's trying to find a way to save the P3 protag because he's canonically not really dead, like his soul is still there.
It has become the guardian of the door, of the whole world in fact.
Door-kun, so stupid.
That is a very sorrowful story.
My dear sister, do you think I can save that person?
I thought it was a fairy tale.
It may be impossible alone, but what if I joined forces to do it? This person's friends are capable of miracles at times.
This person you speak of, is it? I hope you're not planning to.
Oh, don't be silly, my dear sister. I told you, it was only a fairy tale.
To a certain degree, all of your stories are like fairy tales. I don't know what's troubling you, but be sure that you don't neglect your duties.
When I open my eyes again, I am at the Sea of the Soul, a world where countless bright lights shine like a nebula.
Velvet, oh velvet.
I begin singing a song, but now that I'm here again, I feel a hint of loneliness. I smile inwardly at myself. What happened today was very fruitful for me. Then it came with a certain realization. I still don't have anyone in the world outside the Velvet Room that I wish to form a bond with. My lack of a hunger for such things may have prevented me from understanding.
No, that's not quite right either.
Lack of hunger. That's not it. In truth, it was within my power, but I was turning my gaze away from it. After all, I didn't begin this journey only to find the means to defeat that monster. I thought by defeating it I could see him again.
To think I was unconsciously afraid of something and keeping my distance from it. That is quite a surprise.
The mechanical girl, the young man today, and my old guest all had their own desires and resolve from the start. I should make myself just as resolved as I am to achieve my desire as well. I will face it unblinkingly and accept it. I will admit that the loneliness in me arose from leaving my old residence. The sick feeling of loneliness will surely torment me and cause me grief forever. But if I harden my resolve to allow for embracing that pain, I'm certain that my yearning heart will yield great power. Bonds, the other half of being alive, along with death. Just as death gives life its shine, I'm sure loneliness will shed new light of the question of bonds. That is when I will obtain the power of bonds in the truest sense. Certainly I will not achieve that miracle alone.
Though I cannot defeat that monster now, I may in time gain the power to truly erase it.
But is this route just trying to tease a Elizabeth spin-off game or something? Persona 3, Persona 4.5 Elizabeth game with her own bonds? He must have felt that hunger as well. That is why he tried to protect his bonds with his life, leading him into the universe. I smile to myself again. As the one who leads others, I have now only gained enlightenment about the true meaning of bonds. And at that moment... Oh, it's the Fool. A single card drifts down before my eyes.
Oh!
Hovering before me like a butterfly fluttering its wings, it's the card of the Fool. It burst into pearls of light on my
To
hand.
think the day would come where I would behold my own arcana and not that of a visitor's.
The Fool. It represents freedom, purity, possibility, and...
the beginning of a journey.
Oh, that's so cool. So in the end, she becomes a wild card, I guess?
It may be that my journey has finally truly begun.
How have they not made a spin-off game for her yet then?
The Fool, hmm? Well, I am aware that I still do foolish things.
I give a wry smile and look up. My gaze is fixed on what lies ahead. It is an enormous door that looms like a small mountain in the center of the void.
Please wait for me. One day I shall surely see my wish come true.
I briskly turn on my heel away from the door. My walk begins.
Velvet, oh velvet.
The bright song would no longer have mournful undertones.
My master has a large nose.
I have yet to determine a sure path. There's no assurance that my wish will come true. And whether I will truly make some sort of connection with those I encountered today isn't certain either. But I have hope now. That is what lets me go on. This time I can head towards the future I desire without losing my way. That's pretty cool. It's kind of making me hype for playing P3 Reload now. Alright. But that, oh my gosh, we actually did it. We completed every single story. 99%. Wow. I just need to go back and do these 3 now. Okay. But essentially, that means we're all good to start the episode P4. So we'll go ahead and do that next time. I know. We can finally move on to the main story. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly review these 3, just so I can provide any additional context I might need. But yeah, we'll be good to start the main episode next time. So thanks for sticking through this. My voice thanks you as well. I will see you next time.